Jin-Woo has returned, stronger than before, after gaining his new class as the necromancer. The young man looks exhausted, but a call from Gina snaps him awake. Still groggy, his sister asks if he remembers today's parent-teacher meeting for her. It hits him hard, and soon, he arrives at school with a polished appearance. He looks like a star, so much so that Gina wonders if this is really her brother. Jin-Woo plays innocent, saying, "Is this strange?" He usually wears casual gym clothes, but for this important meeting, he wants to look sharp and not embarrass his sister in front of friends and teachers. Along the way, girls are mesmerized by his handsome looks, and Gina teases if he needs introductions. Seeing this, Gina smiles and asks if he wants her to set him up, knowing he's single. He sighs and pinches her cheek, calling her too nosy. Inside, the homeroom teacher praises Gina as an outstanding student, exemplary in character and Gradessa role model for her peers. Jin-Woo beams with pride, always striving to give her the best. The teacher shares that Gina's practice exams are strong enough for medical school, her dream. She urges the family not to pressure her, letting her grow naturally. As the meeting ends, the teacher, fond of her student, adds more, asking if Jin-Woo would support Gina if she awakened as a hunter. Jin-Woo vows never to let her take such a dangerous path like his. The teacher feels relieved and mentions one more thing about Song-yi. That afternoon, he meets her, and at first, she doesn't recognize him because he's changed so much. Straight to the point, he shows her a photo of himself with Gina. He's surprised how small the world is, turns out she's Gina's friend. Song-yi knows the teacher mentioned something to him, so she firmly refuses to join hunter training. Jin-Woo, with his experience, explains that as an E rank, she couldn't survive on her own. He suggests joining his team for some earnings, though it's rare, but Song-yi won't listen, insisting she's also E rank like him. He's lost for words at her naivety and promises to support her as a hunter, but only if she follows his lead. The scene shifts to the airport, welcoming an unwanted guest back to Korea. Hwang Dong-soo is greeted by Jin-Chul. He mocks the country as musty as ever, and is surprised by the association manager's welcome. Asking how long he'll stay, Hwang says he doesn't want to linger. Jin-Chul knows why he's back, it's tied to the deaths involving Hwang. Hwang acts bitter, telling him not to pretend. If it's just about meeting those two, the association wouldn't monitor him so closely. First, Hwang wants to eliminate Jin-Woo over the dungeon incidents, with no consequences. If Jin-Chul tries to stop him, he dares him to try. Hwang claims he's just fulfilling his duties. The scene shifts to Go Gun-hee and Choi Jong-in, whose team retrieves a sea monster's body. It seems these creatures are trying to fly to new lands, though they can't yet. It's a growing threat. That night, Song-yi is brought by Jin-Woo to a training gate. Jin-Woo had contacted Song Il-hwan for help, and he's glad, despite being tricked before. They realize Song-yi is the sister from last time. Jin-Woo apologizes for the bold request, but Song Il-hwan doesn't mind, saying it's for training. He's surprised it's for Song-yi. This is a great opportunity. Gates are popping up everywhere now. A fully armored hunter arrives, urging them on. Song Il-hwan introduces Kim Chul, an A-rank hunter, specialized in defense. This training is for young members, with Kim Chul as the leader, though he's annoyed at being stuck with E ranks. The team includes 1 A rank, 5 B ranks and 2 C ranks, plus Jin-Woo's group. He wants Song-yi to see the dungeon's brutality and give up, but it's all strong hunters. For a C rank gate, it won't scare her off. The assistant warns Jin-Woo not to interfere, let the new hunters train. The raid team enters casually, and Song-yi is excited, especially with her handsome brother leading, but as they step in, Jin-Woo senses something wrong. The green gate turns red, radiating terrifying energy. He tries to pull Song-yi out, but it's too late. The gate isolates them in another dimension of snow and ice. Kim Chul realizes it's a red gate. Song-yi asks what that means, and Jin-Woo explains. Unlike normal gates, it's a special dungeon, completely cut off, with no exit except by defeating the boss. Outside help is impossible, and monsters are stronger. Suddenly an arrow flies toward the weakest ones. A C-rank hunter dies instantly, but Song-yi is protected by Jin-Woo. The B-rank girl watches in shock as ice goblins attack from afar. Kim Chul spots the ice goblins and notes their distance hid their killing intent. 2 months ago, Jin-Woo might have been the target. Song-yi looks terrified as the goblins gesture threats. Jin-Woo feels the rage. This is just their greeting. She innocently asks what they are, and he explains that ice goblins are ruthless, feared as the white ghosts in cold regions. Kim Chul stabilizes the team, saying the gate is now B-rank difficulty. They must follow the strong to survive. The low ranks are split off. Staying means freezing or being hunted. Kim Chul promises safety for those who follow him. The B ranks agree, but the remaining C rank is pushed away. Of course, Sung Jin-Woo and Song Yi are left behind. Time here is distorted. 1 day equals an hour outside, and it could last days. Their only chance is to abandon the weak. Kim Chul consoles them, saying if his group wins, everyone returns. The B-rank girl suddenly joins Sung Jin-Woo's side. Kim Chul thinks she pities them. She tells Sung Jin-Woo that Kim Chul missed the arrow, yet he caught it barehanded, proving his strength. Having her in the group eases Song Yi. They split. Kim Chul takes the main path, while Sung Jin-Woo heads into the forest. Kim Chul's team finds claw marks on trees and assumes the E rank will lead to death in bear territory. Others agree, saying Sung Jin-Woo lacks training. Kim Chul wonders why he assumed Sung Jin-Woo was leading. There's also the B rank, Park Hye-in, but before they think more, white bears attack. The team defends, intimidated by their size. Kim Chul uses his taunt skill to draw one in, blocking it with his shield as an A rank. He slices it easily, but others charge. Meanwhile, Park Hye-in demands Sung Jin-Woo stop, realizing they're in bear territory from the claw marks. She warns of an encounter, but Sung Jin-Woo counters that deep in is safer than being hunted by goblins. Park Hye-in is surprised he's thought it all through. The real issue is the cold. Sung Jin-Woo checks his status for warm clothes and shares them. The group is baffled by his spatial magic, even for high ranks. Song Yi asks what kind of person he is, seeing these wonders. He plays it cool, patting her head, saying he pulled her in, so he'll protect her, but she must follow his decisions without questions. He warns the others not to ask or demand anything. The bears sense intruders. While the group panics, Sung Jin-Woo stands firm, activating his skills to boost his stats. Outside, Baek Yoon-ho worries, unable to intervene. Song Il-hwan mentions Sung Jin-Woo is E rank but might be a second awakener unconfirmed, but he's incredibly strong. Tension rises as Jin Chul brings Hwang Dong-soo, worsening things. Hwang teases, and Baek Yoon-ho challenges him. Inside, the bears fall to Sung Jin-Woo's overwhelming power. The group is stunned by his bare-handed prowess. Defeating them levels him up. Red gates give more experience. They sit by a fire, roasting bear meat, feeling safe thanks to him. Park Hye-in calls him strange, while Song Yi thinks he's amazing, especially as he leads his shadow army with Igris. This is their first mission, and they clash fiercely. The bears have home advantage, but Sung Jin-Woo's forces have superior skills. Mages support from behind, but mana drain is an issue. The bear leader charges, immune to spells and unleashing wide attacks. Sung Jin-Woo sends Igris, who dodges and strikes, severing limbs and finishing with a deadly blow. Sung Jin-Woo is amazed Igris is as strong as ever. The bear rages but falls. He praises Igris and recalls the outside worry. Kim Chul's team is chased by goblins, and he panics, but Sung Jin-Woo raises the bears as his undead army. Outside, 3 hours have passed, but inside, it's days. The environment is harsh, so Hwang Dong-soo assumes Sung Jin-Woo is dead. Song Il-hwan explains he invited him as a friend. Hwang grabs him, suspecting something. Baek Yoon-ho defends Song Il-hwan, and tension escalates. Kim Chul returns to the forest, starving and freezing, and finds the bear carcasses. He's shocked, denying the E-ranks did it. Jin Chul blocks the fight, revealing Sung Jin-Woo's rank. Hwang doesn't believe it. Later, Kim Chul confronts Sung Jin-Woo's group, angry they hoarded resources. Sung Jin-Woo drags him away, calling him a fool for bringing dangers. Goblins appear, including their king. They're surprised to find a gem among the armor. The king is shocked Sung Jin-Woo understands their language. He reveals a voice commands them to kill humans, but not with Sung Jin-Woo, proves he's special. The king offers peace if they hand over the others. Sung Jin-Woo asks why they attack humans, but the system blocks the answer. They fight, and Sung Jin-Woo summons his army, overwhelming the goblins. The king falls, and Sung Jin-Woo levels up. Outside, the gate opens, and survivors emerge, shocking everyone. Sung Jin-Woo and Song Yi are last, and Baek Yoon-ho demands answers. Sung Jin-Woo brushes off questions, but Baek Yoon-ho pressures him. He retorts that Baek should thank him for saving others. Later, Sung Jin-Woo reflects on his spoils, including the king's weapon. Jin-ho invites him to a dungeon, and Song Yi joins, making Jin-ho suspicious. They clear it easily with Sung Jin-Woo's shadows. He explains it's just one of his skills. Jin-ho feels useless, but is grateful. The scene shifts to Sung Il-hwan's return, causing chaos. Sung Jin-Woo celebrates with Jin-ho, discussing future plans. In America, Sung Il-hwan is interrogated, revealing his ordeal. Sung Jin-Woo conquers the demon castle, facing quests and leveling up. Back home, plans for guilds unfold. Sung Il-hwan supports Jin-ho's guild leadership. Sung Jin-Woo prepares for more challenges, gathering rare items to heal his mother. He reawakens as S rank, drawing attention. The association tests him, and he joins a raid, proving his strength. Offers from guilds pour in, but he stays focused on his path. He visits his mother, then meets Jin-Chul and Go Gun-hee, who invite him to the association. He declines, choosing to fight in dungeons. Go Gun-hee reflects on his passion. Sung Il-hwan confronts Hwang Dong-soo, overpowering him. Sung Jin-Woo continues his journey, aiming for the top. The three of them, Kim Chul, sensed it from the start. Hin had foreseen everything, choosing to stay behind. The villain demanded to reveal the mastermind, or he'd slaughter them all. Just then, Jin-Woo arrived, grabbing the troublemaker's head and tossing him aside to stop the nonsense. He scolded him, calling him a total fool for bringing such dangerous guests along. Now, they could feel the enemies demanding to dispel their hidden forms. Suddenly, a whole army of ice goblins emerged, and most strikingly, their leader was here too, sending chills through the trio. The foes were baffled to find a gem mixed in with the fighters. After a brief exchange, the Goblin King was stunned. This was the first time someone understood his language. Jin-Woo felt a flicker of surprise, but it didn't faze him much. Jin-Woo asked if he could speak the monster's tongue too. He realized it was the system's doing, but it didn't matter. The Goblin King saw this as a chance for easy talk, and shared that his scouts reported an incredibly strong human among them. As the one who discovered it, he wanted to fight, but before he could finish, Jin-Woo ended him swiftly. He confronted them for daring to mock his group earlier. The two powerhouses clashed in a fierce battle, exciting the Goblin King. He paused to ask why someone not human was mingling with the weak. Jin-Woo didn't grasp his meaning, so the king assumed he didn't even know his own identity and explained. In the ice demon's minds, a voice always commands them to kill humans, but facing Jin-Woo it went silent. This proved he was special. Song-yi realized they were system-controlled, while Jin-Woo was a player, so they heard no orders. The foes saw no need for pointless war and proposed a better solution. Hand over the others, and they wouldn't touch Jin-Woo. He didn't agree right away, asking what they really were and why they attacked humans without reason, but the system blocked that answer. The Goblin King thought Jin-Woo would accept the deal. He asked if Jin-Woo was sure he wanted to become their enemy, given the numbers against him. Jin-Woo smiled and summoned his full army, asking which side had more. The trio in the middle was terrified amid the beasts. Hin was shocked this was all Jin-Woo's doing. The two leaders traded taunts before unleashing their armies. When titans clash, the small ones suffer, so the trio tried to escape. Some attempted a sneak attack, but Jin-Woo shattered their arrows effortlessly. He admitted the enemy wasn't wrong to underestimate him, though his shadow army drained his magic fast. In this standoff, holding out seemed impossible, especially with their boss far stronger. Even with Igris, victory was uncertain. Jin-Woo needed more power to turn the tide. The Goblin King introduced himself as Baran and charged in. Jin-Woo had some tricky skills to retrieve weapons, but in close combat, it wouldn't last. Baran hadn't felt this thrill in ages. No sooner said, Jin-Woo unleashed a fireball from his mages. The explosion woke Kim Chul. Enraged by Jin-Woo's earlier moves, he lunged for revenge. The Goblin King found it amusing but didn't realize it was Jin-Woo's trap. Igris was called to block the view, and when Baran approached, he met fresh warriors. Jin-Woo had logged out the fool to make him useful. He named his new shadow general Iron, an A-rank hunter, making him invaluable. Iron taunted the enemy, drawing Baran's focus. The opponent was an assassin type, so against a heavy fighter, it was no match. Song-yi watched and asked her sister if hunters' battles were always like this. She denied it, saying if she'd seen this before, she wouldn't have become a hunter. The Goblin King grew bored of the big guy and called for Song-yi and Igris to join. They obliged, coordinating seamlessly. Baran underestimated them, not knowing Jin-Woo hid more skills. When he let his guard down, Jin-Woo struck. He admitted the enemy was strong, but his followers weren't. Glancing back, all the ice goblins were defeated. Enraged, Baran charged wildly, but Jin-Woo threw his weapon as a surprise, using his ability to retrieve it from afar. Iron locked the target down as the mages unleashed a blazing storm. Cornered, Baran roared in fury, only to be ambushed by Jin-Woo. He declared the battle over and ordered Iron to finish it. Though exhausted, Jin-Woo leveled up successfully. Turning around, he saw the guy acting foolishly, pounding the body. Jin-Woo reminded him to know limits, but Iron just celebrated the win. Jin-Woo returned to his team, announcing it was all over. The gate opened, thrilling the trio. Outside, others waited, mistaking it for Kim Chul, but the truth was harsh-only Jin-Woo and Song-yi emerged, delighting Sang-min. The gate closed, shocking the guildmaster, who asked about the missing ones. Hin just bowed, clueless about the chaos inside. When only low-rank hunters returned, he demanded answers. Jin-Woo urged his sister to leave, but the White Tiger guildmaster blocked them, claiming exhaustion and showing no cooperation, brushing off his hand and suggesting to ask the others. Baek Yoonho saw the disrespect and shifted to battle form, demanding accountability for the lost six. Jin-Woo glared back, reminding him he saved the survivors and deserved thanks, not threats. Baek Yoonho backed down, apologizing. As Jin-Woo left, the guildmaster asked Hin about his rude nature. She didn't know, as Jin-Woo's mood had soured since defeating the boss. Sang-min defended him, saying he was just tired, not evil. The guildmaster tasked him with recruiting Jin-Woo at all costs. His sister was escorted home safely, shyly calling Jin-Woo's name and hoping for future favors. Jin-Woo was baffled, seeing her persistence after such horror. On the way home, he pulled out his battle rewards the boss's weapon. He tried teasing Song-yi with it, but failed 3 times, explaining his earlier frustration. The next day, his brother Jin-Ho invited him out, and seeing his new gear, Jin-Woo was speechless. Song-yi joined, confusing Jin-Ho with their closeness. He suspected Jin-Woo of something with her, reminding Song-yi she was still a minor, but Jin-Woo didn't care. Entering the dungeon, Jin-Ho witnessed Jin-Woo's shadow army in action and was awestruck, asking what they were. Jin-Woo called it one of his skills, advising him to get used to it, as there was more to come. He let his shadows handle the looting too, stealing Jin-Ho's job and leaving him upset. Jin-Ho hoped for easier tasks, feeling useless. Jin-Woo just wanted to speed things up. The scene shifted to a sinking ship, where Jin-Woo's father, a powerful trapped hunter, finally returned to America, but he didn't understand English, terrifying the others. That night, Jin-Woo and his disciple went drinking after clearing 19 dungeons as promised. Jin-Ho was grateful, as it helped him talk to his father. His next goal was the association's theory exam for his license. The guildmaster asked about Jin-Woo, who said he'd be too busy to contact, and in his drunken state, Jin-Ho shared his fears. He worried Jin-Woo saw him as a burden and useless, especially compared to his real brother who hated him. He wished Jin-Woo was his brother instead. Jin-Woo poured him a drink, declaring him his brother from now on, touching Jin-Ho deeply as they celebrated future plans. In America, they couldn't verify the man's identity, so they locked up Jin-Woo's father. He claimed he'd been trapped in a gate for 10 years, now connected to one in America. With no precedent, they feared he was a monster and called an S-rank hunter for interrogation. Choi Jong-in, a Korean, would make it easier. Asked his name, it was hard to pronounce, Sung Jin-hoon. Back with Jin-Woo, dawn broke as he bid farewell to his sister, saying he'd be gone a week and to stay safe. She thought he was vacationing after overworking, even imagining him with a girl, leaving him exasperated. In truth, he headed to the Blazing Castle to conquer it. At level 20 during his fight with Zeus, now over 3 times that, it should be safer. Entering the first floor, the system tasked him with slaying demons, as the castle was full of them. He needed 10 soul tusks to complete it, a warm-up for his real goal. Whether 10,000 or 100,000, he'd overcome it. The next day, Jin-Ho got his license and discussed guild management with his father, who agreed after hearing Jin-Woo's feats, like wiping out Choi Jong-in's raid and surviving deadly incidents. Thanks to Jin-Woo, Jin-Ho became guildmaster. He's a monster in human form, so they called another S-rank hunter to interrogate and extract a confession from Hwang Dong-suk. Since he's Korean, it'll be easier to talk. Asking the man in front for his name is tricky to pronounce. He's Sung Il-hwan. Back to Jin-Woo. As the sun rises, it's time to say goodbye to his sister. Jin-Woo mentions he'll be gone for about a week. He'll be away for about a week, reminding Jaina to stay safe at home. She thinks her brother has been grinding too hard, so he's going on a trip to unwind. She even imagines he's going with some girl, leaving him speechless. In reality, he's heading to the Blazing Castle to conquer it. His last fight with Zeus was at level 20, but now he's over 3 times stronger, so theoretically, this place isn't dangerous anymore. He steps through the door on the first floor, where the system assigns him a mission to eliminate demons, as this castle is full of them. The condition is to collect 10 soul tusks from Themit's insanely wild. His real goal is elsewhere, so this is just the opening act. Whether it's 10,000 or 100,000, he'll push through. It's all the same, he'll definitely overcome it. The next day, Jin-Ho got the documents from the association and talked to the old man again, who wants to manage the guild himself instead of handing it to his brother. Despite Jin-Woo's plans pushing forward, the old man sees it through. Jin-Ho says his brother's plan to bring outsiders in as guildmaster is too risky, but before he can explain more, the father agrees, having heard of Jin-Woo's feats. First, the entire attack team of Hwang Dong-suk was wiped out, then the supervising hunter killed the prisoner. Surviving 2 such dangers isn't luck, it's real power. Recently, Jin-Woo and his son completed all the raids to meet the conditions. Just yesterday, the father learned from the White Tiger Guild about the C-rank gate suddenly turning red, causing many high-rank hunters to go missing. The few survivors were Jin-Woo, so he trusts in his strength even more. Thanks to Jin-Woo, his son got the guildmaster license. Being friends with someone of that caliber is a good thing, so the father agrees to hand over the guild management to Jin-Ho and rely on him instead of his eldest son, but with conditions related to recruiting Jin-Woo. The White Tiger side is trying to recruit him, but it's not going well. If his son is friends with him, it might be easier. Jin-Ho promises to bring his senior into the guild, making the old man quite happy. Back to Jin-Woo, he's already taken down many demons. These ones don't allow soul summoning, or he'd have an army of evil spirits by now. The only reward is the entry permit to the upper floors. A light pillar appears ahead, inviting him onward. This dungeon is insanely vast, like an entire city packed into one building. The distance is far, so Jin-Woo calls his bear cub for convenience. The pack leader responds to its master's call, charging through all enemies without a second thought. It's incredibly useful, like a tank rolling over demons. Jin-Woo is thrilled, and names the bear cub Tank. The scene shifts to the S-rank hunter, Song Chi-hoon, deep in thought about recent events. After retrieving the monster's body, they should have announced it, but the guildmaster kept it secret as per the Hunter Association's request to avoid panic. It's a sensitive time that could cause chaos, but thankfully those terrifying creatures can't reach them yet, so it's a chance to recruit strong members before the battle begins. Back to Jin-Woo, he realizes this isn't an S-rank dungeon, it's too easy. The demons here are at most B rank, numerous but brainless, so no real threat. He's already passed a few floors, with enough food and water to live normally. He wonders how strong he'll be by the time he reaches the 100th floor. The 10,000 demons are just the start, but the real worry is his food supply planned for a week, but it might take half a month. The most important thing is his promise to his sister. Jin-Woo pushes harder to finish quickly. After completing the 10,000 soul task, he faces the boss. To counter, it summons the army of shadows. The red text warns Jin-Woo that it's a real threat to him. Outside, the White Tiger Guild is trying to recruit Jin-Woo. For the past week, they've lost track of him. Hyun and Sang-min, who know his power, are on this mission. After asking Jaina, they learn her brother is on a trip. The confusion is that investigations show Jin-Woo hasn't left the country or joined any raids. Jin-Woo orders his shadow soldiers to take down the minions while he handles the boss. Igris leads the charge, wiping out many enemies. Lately, every level up, Jin-Woo puts points into intelligence, allowing him to store more shadow soldiers. Energy was an issue before, but now it's better, especially after the Red Gate, so he won't run out and fight comfortably. He's wondering how long the boss will stay put when it suddenly lunges from behind its illusions at play. What's baffling is how such a massive form moves so fast. Jin-Woo dodges and sends it flying. His combat skills have improved greatly. The red demon is tough, just like Seuss was before. Jin-Woo calls for iron to provide a shield, minimizing damage. He endures hundreds of powerful strikes from the enemy. The boss's absurd agility is what makes it hard for Jin-Woo. It seizes an opening for a finishing blow, but Jin-Woo turns the tables, taking damage instead. Luckily, he dodges and realizes his movements can't fool this creature. To win, he needs to lock down its insane mobility. Jin-Woo circles around and spots an ideal spot. The boss's rage makes it lose composure, falling into the trap. Using the dust cloud, Jin-Woo delivers a one-hit kill. Back to Sung Il-hwan, he's met Hwang Dong-suk, who calls him a monster and acts condescending, forbidding loose talk. He's furious, but still asks how much humanity knows about the gates and monsters. He explains that what they see is just the tip of the iceberg. Something far more terrifying is coming, a power that could cause the worst disaster. Hwang Dong-suk doesn't get it at all. Sung Il-hwan's goal is to stop that catastrophe. Hwang thinks with so many hunters in the world, it's no big deal. Sung says numbers don't matter and notes Hwang is strong but not strong enough. The opponent asks if he remembers his son. Of course he does. Jin-Woo is the one he named. Hearing that name, Hwang radiates killing intent. He's been searching for his son, and now fate delivers the father. The villain declares Jin-Woo is dead and asks if there's anything left to deny. They clash, and Hwang ends up beaten like a dog, unconscious and powerless, causing massive damage. In America, Jin-Woo has completed the next challenges, making even stronger monsters tremble before his army of shadows. But with food gone, he has to stop. He's on floor 75, with 25 more to go. It's exhausting, but the rewards are invaluable. The rare gear boosts his stats greatly. From the info, he can tell he's still missing a key piece to activate full effects. There are also items that enhance mages, making them several times stronger, plus a key with no info. Jin-Woo's goal is the World Tree Fragment and 2 other rare items to cure his mother's illness. He steps out of the gate, looking disappointed because he's still short 1 ingredient for the Holy Water of Life. The last item is the purified blood of the Demon King. To get it, he must prepare thoroughly. Thanks to grinding in the Demon Castle, his stats and level have soared, but his official rank is still E, making it hard to access top-tier stuff. Joining high-rank raids requires being in a guild, so Jin-Woo decides to drop the act and redo his hunter registration. The next day, he heads to headquarters for a stat check. The White Tiger people are there recruiting. Han Ki-chun spots Jin-Woo and calls Guildmaster Baek Yun-ho. Unaware of this, Jin-Woo goes in for the test and meets some nervous newcomers. He feels nostalgic. Someone next to him says, "Just being above E rank is enough to live," making Jin-Woo chuckle. When called, Jin-Woo gives his name and details. The test is simple. Place your hand on the black orb, and the system reads the results. The new staff member has never seen errors before, so she makes him retry, but it keeps glitching red. She calls an experienced guy, who realizes Jin-Woo is the 10th S-rank hunter. It's not a machine error. His magic power exceeds the limits. Outside, Choi Jong-in and Jin Chun are discussing the feathered monster. Research is starting dissections, so results are coming soon. They're analyzing cells and residual magic power. Jong-in notes all the recent events, like the Red Gate at White Tiger, where an outsider joined and soloed the boss. He asks Jin Chun if he knows who that mystery hunter is. Jin Chun knows, but doesn't dare say. He was there but left early, so he's not sure of the details. Jong-in drops it since the waiting area is buzzing. He wants to check it out, thinking some high-rank awakeners are celebrating. Inside, after hearing Jin-Woo's unmeasurable power, everyone is shocked. This has only happened 9 times before, and Jin-Woo is the 10th. The director tries to explain the basics to Jin-Woo. Hyun is thrilled, proving Sang Min's eye for talent is spot on. Then, the guildmaster of the big hunters walks in, drawing attention to Jin-Woo. He's the peak of fire magic, known as the ultimate weapon. Jong-in looks at Jin-Woo and senses his immense power, realizing he's the cause of the commotion. He can't miss this chance, so he introduces himself and invites Jin-Woo for a chat. Jin-Woo brushes it off casually, saying he's busy. This leaves everyone whispering. The guildmaster thinks he didn't introduce himself properly, so he asks Jin Chun, who confirms he did. It's clear the master is overestimating himself. By the time he turns back, Jin-Woo has vanished without a trace true peak form. Just then, Baek Yun-ho arrives breathless, making his friend realize how important Jin-Woo is. Hearing Jin-Woo left, he's disappointed, but running into Jong-in here is a hassle, someone he doesn't want involved in Jin-Woo's affairs. That night, Jin-Woo visits his mother in the hospital, feeling deep sadness seeing her like this. He prays she'll wait a little longer, as the cure is coming soon. Outside, he meets Jin Chun, who admits Jin-Woo made him realize his judgment of people is flawed. His department monitors hunters and enforces discipline. Jin-Woo asks if he's under surveillance now. Jin Chun says it's not that kind of offense, so don't worry. His agency is the only one that can control hunters, but for S-ranks like Jin-Woo, it's impossible. He's here to ask Jin-Woo to meet someone. The person approaches, shocking Jin-Woo. It's the Hunter Association chairman, truly extraordinary. He first congratulates the young talent on being confirmed as an S-rank, though it's not public yet. Jin-Woo's verification will happen a few more times, but it's certain, so relax. The extra steps are just to arrange this meeting, letting the association approach talent before they join another guild. Many strong ones avoid them, lured by money and fame from top guilds. The director is one of the rare top A ranks who joined the association. The old man gets straight to the point. He wants Jin-Woo to join and stand with them. If he does, they'll prepare a key position. When asked why, he explains that the ones protecting the country aren't the government, it's hunters defending people from monsters. At the center are the 5 major guilds, barely maintaining balance. If Jin-Woo joins any, it breaks everything. The association is the 6th force keeping them in check, so his role is crucial. In his heart, the chairman thinks that if Jin-Woo joins, he'd pass the chair to him someday. Jin-Woo admits it's a solid offer. A position in the association guarantees advancement. Beyond the government and media, no one has that power, and the chairman's strength is terrifying. One-on-one, Jin-Woo knows he might not win. He's the first S rank of the country, over 80 but still ripped. Jin-Woo thinks accepting would turn his life around, but he politely declines, apologizing. The chairman assumes it's about money, but it's not. Jin-Woo wants to fight in dungeons, his true calling. His eyes show pure honesty, surprising the old man. It's been years since he felt this passion. He wishes he were 10 years younger to join Jin-Woo's journey, but it's not possible, so he lets it go. Jin-Woo excuses himself since his sister is home alone. Watching him leave, the chairman recalls his disappointment that even S-rank healers can't stop aging, but now he feels youthful energy surging. He wants to cancel his meetings and have a drink with the director. Jin-Woo thinks the association only handles D or E rank dungeons, while he needs to level up fast to save his mother. That's why he refused. The scene shifts to America, where Hwang Dong-suk wakes up after being beaten by Sung Il-hwan. The deputy director visits to ask about the man, wanting to know if he's really a monster. Hwang, full of resentment, confirms it. The management is tracking Sung Il-hwan, but it's doubtful they can touch someone who did this. Hwang sees it as a humiliation. Before, Sung threatened him if he touches his family, death won't be an escape. For an S-rank to be threatened like this is embarrassing, so he vows revenge when he's ready. Back to Jin-Woo, he's shopping for high-end gear. With the hunter business booming, weapons are up for auction online, but the prices are staggering, giving him headaches. He needs to gear up for conquering the demon castle. Stores don't have much that catches his eye, so the best plan is to sell some items for cash, but people will suspect how an E-rank got rare stuff. He needs to fake evidence from an A-rank gate. Luckily, there's a raid recruitment for an A-rank gate online. The next morning, the chairman looks at Jin-Woo's old photo and is shocked at how much he's changed from innocent to powerful. Jin-chun adds about his family, mother's illness, sister in school, so Jin-Woo's income supports everything. Then, they get word he joined a big hunter's raid as a support unbelievable. At the same time, Jin-Woo is accepted as an E-rank in the raid. Large-scale operations divide roles. Clearly the attack team just eliminates monsters, while others handle the rest. Choi Jong-in leads, telling everyone to hold back to keep the monster corpses valuable for selling. He reminds the girl with the keen nose to be careful with smells, or she'll get sick. Later, they return, surprising Jin-Woo that they cleared an A-rank gate without injury is truly impressive. He notices the girl's aura, it's terrifying. He wonders how many like her exist. She senses someone strong nearby but can't find them when she looks. It's like the chairman visited and vanished. The excavation team gets to work. Jin-Woo wants to test the A-rank boss's strength but bumps into someone. The guy starts to pick a fight, seeing he's E-rank, but Jin-Woo's eyes make him back off. Come back to take on a key role, fighting side by side with them. If you do, he'll prepare a vital position for you, Jin-Woo. Ask about the reason, and you'll discover that the true guardians of this nation aren't the government, but the hunters shielding people from monstrous hordes. At the heart of it all stand the 5 great guilds, and thankfully these titans are just barely holding the balance steady. But if Jin-Woo joins any guild, everything will shatter. His association is the 6th force that keeps them in check. You can see how crucial people like him are. So, joining the association is best. It pressures the 5 guilds while still maintaining equilibrium. Deep down, the chairman thinks, if he joins one day, he'll pass on this seat to the young Jin-Woo. Jin-Woo agrees it's a solid offer. Securing a spot in the association guarantees advancement. Beyond the government and media, no other power can touch Chairman Go Gun-hee. Plus, in terms of strength, he's incredibly formidable. In a one-on-one fight with him, the risk of not surviving is high. He's the first S-rank hunter in the country. It's baffling how, at over 80, he's still so muscular. Jin-Woo thinks that accepting this offer would turn his life to a new page, but he apologizes and declines, making the old man assume it's all about money. But it's not. He wants to battle in the dungeons, that's his true calling. His gaze surprises the old man, full of genuine resolve. It touches his heart, making him wonder how long it's been since he felt this spark. He wishes he could be 10 years younger to join Jin-Woo on this path. But that's impossible, so he lets it go. Jin-Woo excuses himself to go home, as his sister is alone. Watching him leave, Go Gun-hee recalls his disappointment when even an S-rank healer couldn't fight aging. Yet now, it's like youthful fire is surging through him again. He wants to cancel all upcoming meetings to avoid disturbing this feeling and agrees to have a drink with the department head. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo thinks the association only handles D or E rank dungeons, but he needs to level up fast to save his mother. That's part of why he turned down the offer. So, he can't stay stagnant when he still has room to grow. The scene shifts to America, where Hwang Dong-soo has woken up after being beaten by Jin-Woo's father. The deputy director visits to ask about the monstrous man, Sung Jin-ho. He wants to know if that guy is really a monster. Hwang Dong-soo bitterly confirms it. Now, the management bureau is hunting for that man, but they're not sure if they can touch someone who left him in this state. Hearing this, Dong-soo sees it as a deep humiliation. Before, Jin-Woo's father threatened him if he touches his family, death won't be an escape. An S-rank hunter threatened like that, it's utterly shameful. So, he vows revenge when he has what he needs. Back with Jin-Woo, he's shopping for high-end gear. With the hunter business booming, weapons are up for auction online, but the prices are staggering, giving him headaches. He needs to gear up fully to conquer the demon castle. Stores don't have much that catches his eye, so the best plan is to sell some items for cash. But people might suspect why an E-rank like him has rare stuff, so he needs to fake evidence from an A-rank gate. That way he can sell without tracing back. Coincidentally, online there's a call for an A-rank dungeon raid. Perfect timing. The next morning, the chairman looks at Jin-Woo's old photo from years ago and is shocked. Jin-Woo has changed so much, no longer the naive boy. Jin-Woo shares about his family. His mother is seriously ill and unconscious. His sister is in school, so his income carries it all. Then, they hear that this guy just joined a hunter's raid as a minor unbelievable. At the same time, Jin-Woo is officially on the team as an E rank. In large raids like this, roles are clear. The attack team just eliminates monsters, while others handle the rest. Choi Jong-in leads the charge, telling everyone to fall back so he can unleash without damaging the monster's valuable parts for sale. He reminds the girl with the keen nose to be careful with scents, or she'll get sick. Later, they return, surprising Jin-Woo. Though he knew they were strong, raiding an A-rank gate without injuries is incredible. He also notices the girl's overwhelming aura and wonders how many like her exist. She senses someone very powerful nearby, but looks and sees nothing. It feels like Chairman Go-Gun-hee was here, but the presence vanishes instantly. The mining team gets to work. Jin-Woo wants to test the A-rank boss's strength but gets bumped by someone. The guy plans to pick a fight since he's E-rank, but one look into Jin-Woo's eyes makes him back off. Watching him work, the guy is even more shocked. How is an E-rank so tough? During the break, Jin-Woo volunteers for extra duties, but really, it's to check out the boss. He's excited to use this hour for some fun. Seeing the boss room, he wants to take it down but can't risk sealing the gate, so he plans a light strike. Before he can, Hain showed up, asking what the young man was up to, leaving him stunned since he hadn't sensed her approach. Jin-Woo sighed, wondering what madness had crossed his mind moments ago. He played it off, saying, "I just wandered here by accident, nothing more." Hain warned him this was the boss room and to stay away, as it could affect many others. Truly, she was no ordinary woman. Earlier, she'd spotted the knife in Jin-Woo's hand, but now it was gone pure illusion. Since he'd apologized, she let it slide and urged him to leave. Provoking the boss now would wipe out the entire excavation team. As he glanced at her, she called him back. Hain rushed over, sniffing around, startling Mien completely. Yet, she noticed no foul odor on him. In fact, he smelled fresh, but she was too shy to mention it. Checking his hunter card, she learned he was Swung, the E-rank Jin-Woo. Hain just reminded him to be careful on the paths before letting Mien return. In her thoughts, she wondered if his low rank was why he had no scent. Back with the team, Mien reported getting lost and meeting Hain. Everyone called it luck, as they'd only ever seen her from afar. She rarely rested, always patrolling to keep them safe. That's why so many admired Hirsch was young yet so cautious. Plus, Hain despised the scent of other hunters, a trait from her unique physique, so she always used scented cloths. Jin-Woo heard this and recalled her sniffing him, realizing he had no such odor, like the system-chosen one, as the Red Gate's Demon King had said he wasn't truly human. By evening, the work was done, and Jin-Woo got his pay. The boss praised Mien's strength, noting it sped up their team more than collections. He even offered a permanent spot with great wages, but was turned down. The boss didn't push, just hoped he'd return for extra shifts, since tomorrow's A and C gate raids were simultaneous. Jin-Woo sensed something and asked. Turns out the second scouting team was deploying. That's the power of the Grand Association. No other guild in the country could send a second team for an A-rank gate, proving their elite forces. Hain unexpectedly asked someone to investigate Mien. The person on the line said the association's rep, Choi, had requested the same, but info was confidential for now. Hearing this, she was even more surprised. This was the first time an E-rank hunter got such protection. Lying in bed, she pieced together details on Jin-Woo, free movement in dungeons, Choi's direct orders, and the association locking his data. Clearly, he was no ordinary man, especially with that enchanting scent that captivated her. The next day, Jin-Woo showed up for work, lifting everyone's spirits with greetings that reminded him of old times, bringing a smile. In high spirits, he hammered away in the dungeon like a machine, giving the team more breaks. Next, they waited for the A-rank team to emerge. Then, someone named Son Kyun arrived, needing help with transport due to shortages. The others feared entering the A-rank gate, so Jin-Woo volunteered, eager for it. They tried to stop him, but couldn't. He felt drawn to Son Kyun's stronger team. It was larger than yesterday's, with 6 A-rank and 3 B-rank hunters. No S-rank, but still impressive compared to other guilds. They entered confidently, as this gate was weaker than Hain's team raid. Inside, the magic felt lighter than other dungeons, but Jin-Woo sensed an unease, like the Red Gate. A woman in the team chatted to ease his tension, saying the hunters were strong, so no mistakes meant safety. Kyun was determined to complete the raid for team approval. Sensing enemies, everyone readied for battle without orders. Impressing Jin with his team was elite. Their foes were wolves, not too strong, taken down with perfect coordination. Strangely, these C-rank creatures in an A-rank gate puzzled them. Jin-Woo noticed the collars, meaning they were bred for purpose, confirming his bad feeling. Suddenly, a pack of orcs appeared, massive ones. One lunged at the leader, shocking him. Though he blocked it, the impact was brutal. Chaos ensued, but the hunters were at a disadvantage. Their skills barely worked. The orcs were immune to magic damage. The mage tried binding one, but it only slowed for seconds. Allies summoned fire warriors, their ace, but one orc blocked them easily. The fighter was skilled, but the numbers overwhelmed. Things turned dire. If it continued, they'd fall. These orcs matched A-rank hunters, toying with the B-ranks. One lost an arm, quickly healed, but the healer was targeted. Jin-Woo stealthily intervened, decapitating orcs, leaving the woman stunned. He weakened them for the team to finish. As the orcs raged, Jin-Woo guided the victory without revealing himself. No further injuries, the healer mentioned the oddity. The leader knew and asked, but she denied it, saying she only used attack magic. Others claimed innocence, but the black-clad one suspected Jin-Woo, the mysterious E-rank. She spoke up for him, saying whatever the reason, a win was a win, shifting focus. She felt he was leading them, but respected his secrets. Some asked if they should continue. It was risky, needing more healers. They knew it was crucial for Kyun, but safety came first. Kyun hesitated, and Jin-Woo saw his resolve not to give up, like past raids. Wisely, Kyun chose retreat to regroup. Everyone was relieved. Pushing on would be fatal. He affirmed he wasn't foolish enough to endanger them. Goals mattered, but so did lives. As they headed out, the gate sealed with a powerful barrier their mages couldn't break. The black-clad one thought it lucky they retreated. Going further would mean death by this advanced magic. Then, a terrifying magic surge threatened them all. Even B-ranks felt it, but outsiders didn't. The mages were cursed, trying to dispel it. Turning back, they saw an army of armed orcs waiting. The leader knew fighting meant doom, so he talked. The orc leader, Kago, demanded an audience, backed by the dungeon lord. Kyun asked if escape was blocked. It was. Kago claimed to be the noble orc archmage. Kyun wondered if anyone stronger existed, but was mocked. Their choices: die here or meet the lord. Kyun chose diplomacy and agreed, hoping Jin-Woo would escape during the fight. He entrusted Jin-Woo to contact main forces when the boss appeared. Kago asked if they sought death. They were ready for their mission to seal the gate. Jin-Woo realized this team was different from past ones, united in purpose. The healer asked Jin-Woo to deliver her last words to her family. They'd fulfill their duty to the end, but he was different, so she urged him to live. Outside, Hain searched for Jin-Woo, and the excavation boss wondered why she was there on her day off. She wanted to know where the E-rank youth was. He said Jin-Woo entered the dungeon for supplies. Meanwhile, the A-rank team reached Kagan's lair, facing thousands of soldiers impossible to fight through. He greeted them, saying they'd finally arrived. Outside, Hain was confused why an E-rank would haul in an A-rank gate. Life was precious. Jin-Woo had weapons near the boss room before. Something was off. Desperate, she grabbed a national artifact and entered, preferring armed over bare-handed. Inside, the orc army's presence terrified Jin-Woo. If they escaped, the city would fall. The A-rank team's mission was to seal this gate, but the boss was terrifying. Kagan asked if he was that fearsome, overwhelming them with his aura. The mages felt it most. Compared to him, they were mere novices. Kyun nervously asked why they were brought here. The archmage said for entertainment, to slowly kill them for his troops' amusement, turning their resolve into a game. Hearing this, they feared for their lives, reduced to toys in his eyes. Despite that, Kyun struck, sensing something odd in Jin-Woo. The archmage enjoyed it, using barriers to block and gravity spells to torment Kyun brutally. Kyun was flung around mercilessly. The team watched in horror. As the final blow came, Jin-Woo stepped in, catching him and asking if he could handle the orcs. Though an outsider, he couldn't stand by as they died. A guard moved, but Jin-Woo crushed its neck, slamming it into the ceiling, shocking everyone. Kyun realized his strength and entrusted him. The archmage laughed at the challenge, but Jin-Woo summoned his shadow army to counter. Outside, Jin-Chun arrived to investigate the E-rank hauler. The boss greeted him, and the one Jin-Woo had scared before pointed fingers. Jin-Chun was stunned. Jin-Woo was inside, an S-rank doing menial work. He'd check the news tomorrow. The boss added Hain had entered too, worrying Jin-Chun. He ordered a magic scan, revealing bodies and a massive surge. The team was in danger. Inside, Jin-Woo was underestimated for his small forces against the orc army. He activated his new skill, Lord's Domain, empowering his shadows after surpassing floor 70. His troops had evolved. The team was awestruck at his summoning prowess, far beyond any summoner. Iron taunted the orcs, finishing them swiftly, while Iris stood unmoving, slaughtering all who approached. With numbers overwhelming, Jin-Woo joined, leaving destruction in his wake, his movements like Hain's, puzzling the team. They wondered why such power hauled for them. His shadow soldiers were slightly above B rank, needing multiple hits, but they resurrected endlessly. The archmage attacked, summoning a dragon head, mocking Jin-Woo's forces. Jin-Woo called him the arrogant one. His shadows were infinite. The archmage unleashed crystals and earth shards, decimating shadows and draining Jin-Woo's mana. He aimed to exhaust him completely. Outside, scans showed the gate nearing S rank. Jin-Chun contacted the association for backup. Inside, Jin-Woo stayed calm despite low mana. Kago thought victory was his, but Jin-Woo replenished and revealed his true power. He soul-drained the orcs, declaring the rest would join his shadows, including Kago. Overwhelmed, Kago questioned his presence, haunted by thoughts of a great king and orders to hunt humans. The association got reports of an S-rank gate crisis. If it burst, it could be like Jeju Island. They mobilized top hunters and considered alliances with White Tiger and Death Guild. Iron and Igris dominated the guards. Thrilling Jin-Woo they were superior. Kago sensed defeat and barred outsiders, but Jin-Woo shattered his curses and enhanced his summons, overwhelming him. Hain arrived, confused by the infighting. The team explained vaguely. Kago enraged himself, growing larger, but Jin-Woo disliked giants and summoned dragon heads to incinerate everything. He pierced Kago's eye, asking if size made him an easy target. Without guards, the archmage was vulnerable. Hain asked Jin-Chun's purpose. He said support, but it might be unnecessary. Jin-Chun noted Jin-Woo's combat and soul skills truly remarkable. Jin-Woo claimed victory as Kago fell, sending shadows to finish him. The boss dropped, but Jin-Woo didn't loot it. His reward was Kago's shadow. Naming it casually as Baru, it proved elite, surpassing Igris, truly an A-rank gate boss. His joy faded as Jin-Chun arrived. Supervision arrived, urging secrecy on Jin-Woo's info. Kyun thanked him deeply. The team bowed in gratitude, warming Jin-Woo. He returned the healer's message. Hain tried to talk, but he teased her spear, making her blush and worry about looking odd. The next day, Kyun reported to Choi. They owed Jin-Woo for survival. Choi couldn't believe his abilities. Asked who was stronger, Kyun hesitated, questioning if Choi could solo an A-rank gate alone. Choi was silent, knowing he needed support. Kyun suggested recruiting Jin-Woo. Choi promised to try. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo discussed guilds with Jinho over coffee as a major event unfolded at the association. El Minsung was the center, with B. Yoonho of White Tiger and Choi Jong-in of Hunters attending. Reporters asked if it was for him, but they claimed ignorance, mentioning Jin-Woo's contract with Death Guild. The reporters left. B. Yoonho brought up the A-rank gate disaster. Choi jabbed about the Red Gate losses, sparking rivalry, both owing Jin-Woo for stopping catastrophe. They bantered about recruiting S-ranks for top guild status. Tension rose until the Death Guild leader teased them about targeting his man, leaving them frustrated but united. Jin-Woo, outside, was overwhelmed by the crowd and slipped away. At school, Gina and Song-Wai discussed the news, shocked at the S-rank's fame. The association buzzed with L. Min-sung's awakening as A-rank. He vowed to serve under Lim Tae-gu, denying entertainment retirement. It was his launchpad. As Jin-Woo entered for re-evaluation, Min-sung's guards blocked him, citing reporters. Jin-Woo insisted on his business, but they refused. Min-sung thought him oblivious. The chairman, Gun-hai, intervened, calling Jin-Woo his guest and ordering them to stand down. Min-sung fumed as Gun-hai escorted Jin-Woo, driving reporters wild with curiosity. Min-sung tried to steal the spotlight, but Jin-chun stopped him, questioning his identity. Inside, leaders greeted Jin-Woo, eager for his power. He summoned a shadow soldier, downplaying it as summoning. They pressed, so he revealed his full army, astonishing them. It outmatched a major guild. Their faces paled at the magic. The evaluation ended. Jin-Woo got his S-rank license, excited to sell items without suspicion and gear up for the demon castle. They congratulated him, anticipating his achievements. As he left, the leaders invited him, but he claimed prior plans and vanished, straight into reporters' cameras, spreading news of the 10th S-rank. Song-Wai was shocked. Gina scolded him to act his status. At the sight, those who worked with Jin-Woo were stunned, seeing his rise. Friends celebrated his growth. Reporters swarmed for interviews, turning Min-sung into a footnote. Jinho discussed Jin-Woo's refusal with his father, who called it selfish, but Jinho chose loyalty. His father demanded clarity. Beru advised Jin-Woo to join him, but he declined and disappeared. Choi was baffled by his magic movement. B. Yoonho noted his speed. Jin-Woo shopped for fire-resistant gear, eyeing a premium cloak, but the price shocked him. The seller joked about breaking the glass for free, but warned of security. He inquired about daggers. They were pricey. Jin-Woo realized system weapons could be flipped for profit. That night, B. Yoonho pondered Jin-Woo's rapid growth. Was it limitless? Morning came. Gina complained about the crowd, but it had dispersed. She urged him to be proper. He mentioned another week away, puzzling her. Jinho arrived, pretending to stay over. For her safety, Jin-Woo summoned guardians, assigning one more troops. He merged into her shadow and secured the area with soldiers. The next day, they left for his training. Jin-Ho was surprised. Fully geared, Jin-Woo felt no heat. The quest: collect Lord Baran's soul for shadow swap. Motivated, he advanced to floor 76. At Jin-Ho's home, they discussed his exile. Suddenly, his father collapsed into eternal sleep, a curse in this magic world. Elsewhere, Jin-Woo battled a massive beast, summoning Baru. Enhanced with the greed stone, Beru grew and unleashed a devastating beam, clearing the area. Impressed, Jin-Woo let him keep it. His father was diagnosed with the incurable sleep curse. In Japan, a winged ant caused massacre. Jin-Woo efficiently cleared floors, adapting strategies. Mana drops revealed attackers targeting his weak groups. He ambushed them. The demons were strong, but he dominated, confirming monsters feel fear. Against their leader, he forced surrender, shocked to hear a woman's voice. Unveiling her, she surrendered, begging for her kin. Jin-Woo, confused, agreed but stayed wary. She offered the pass and intel for her life. He accepted, ensuring her safety. She guided him home, revealing her noble house. Back, her father scolded her for bringing an enemy. Jin-Woo admired the old man's insight and promised no harm for the pass. The father relented, but Jin-Woo took her as a guide, assuring her protection. With her, he conquered flaws, evolving his shadows. She had gifts for negotiations, but he advised against it, opting for force. He flirted she'd caught his eye. Really, he valued her innocence. As dangers loomed, he sent her back, but she insisted on seeing his journey's end. Together, they pushed forward. From floor 90, monsters were fiercer. He let her hide while he fought, gathering life essence. Outside, Korea prepared for the Jeju Island Raid 4. Choi informed Hein, all S-ranks, including White Tiger's leader, would join, plus Japanese support. He focused on exterminating the ants haunting him. At floor 100, Lord Baran arrived on a dragon, his aura terrifying. Esh was petrified. The battle erupted with him summoning high-level demons. Jin-Woo's shadows countered, but Baran's lightning was devastating. Baru and Igris turned the tide, yet Baran blocked Jin-Woo's stealth, injuring him. In Japan, leaders discussed the ant threat. Their lifespan was 1 year, so killing the queen would end it. They planned to lure and strike. Korea agreed. As Jin-Woo's mana waned, his shadows fell, but Igris sacrificed for an opening. Baran still defended, forcing close combat. An idea strikes. She pulls out the dagger he bought and asks how much it's worth. After examining it, they say it's finely crafted and could sell for about 100 million. Jin-Woo is confused because he bought it for just 2.8 million gold in there. If that's the case, no need to sell the gem, just buy system weapons and resell them. That night, Baek Yoon-ho sits thinking. He's met Jin-Woo twice and knows he's incredibly strong, but to progress this fast in such a short time, it's astonishing. He wonders if Jin-Woo has unlimited potential or if he's a hunter with infinite growth. Early morning, Jin-Woo looks out the window and sighs in relief that the crowd has finally left, thanks to the association's intervention. His sister scolds him if he's famous. He needs to act properly. He mentions he'll be away for another week, leaving her puzzled. Just then, Jin-Ho shows up asking to stay over after arguing with his dad and getting kicked out. Jin-Woo gives him a weary look and plays along, pretending it's a work trip, while his sister catches on and goes with it. That night, worried about his sister, Jin-Woo summons his shadows as guards. When one is missing, he learns it's still on the roof. He assigns an extra shadow soldier for her safety while he's gone, slipping into her shadow. He also sets up infantry around the area as his contribution to society. The next morning, the siblings head out. He calls it a week of training, surprising his brother. Now fully geared, Jin-Woo no longer feels the heat. The new quest appears. Collect the soul of Demon Lord Baran for the reward of shadow exchange skill. It sounds thrilling, motivating him to grind on. He teleports to floor 76 for battle. Meanwhile, at Jin-Ho's family, they're discussing his eviction. His mom feels the absence. His dad sees it as a chance for independence. Suddenly, his dad collapses into a strange state. Back with Jin-Woo, he faces a massive monster and summons Baru to handle it. He equips Baru with the greed stone to double his power. Baru transforms into a giant and unleashes a devastating blast, wiping out the area. Seeing how effective the stone is, Jin-Woo lets Baru keep it. At the hospital, Jin-Ho's dad is diagnosed with eternal sleep disease, which will make him sleep forever. Ironically, in this mana-filled world, he has no resistance, leading to this incurable illness. The scene shifts to an island where monster-terrifying Antshav cross the sea, striking fear into hunters. Jin-Woo, meanwhile, is clearing floors efficiently, dividing his shadow army into small groups for faster sweeps. To reach higher floors, he needs a pass, and finding it quickly boosts his tower climb. 2 days in, he's stuck on floor 80 as mana drains from shadow soldiers being killed, slowing his search. He realizes the attackers target weak groups, proving they're smart. Guessing the next hit, he sets a trap. As predicted, 4 well-armed demons appear, easily defeating the bears. Jin-Woo steps in, becoming the new target, but his power shines through with one kick. His allies rush in but get slaughtered. Jin-Woo has always wondered if monsters feel fear, and now he has his answer. The battle with the demon leader erupts, and Jin-Woo dominates, forcing surrender. Shocked, he hears a female voice from the demon. Thinking it's a person, he checks. The girl waves, surrendering and begging not to kill her kin. Jin-Woo is confused. Weren't they attacking him? Now she wants mercy, and her comrades are already gone. Doesn't she hate him? She says a knight's duty is to protect their lord, so the dead are just that. As long as she survives, it's fine. She even smiles, leaving Jin-Woo speechless. Since she's a girl, he decides not to strike and turns to leave. But she tries a sneaky backstab, only to be repelled by Baru's barrier. Jin-Woo turns with a disappointed look, asking what she's up to. She kneels, begging for her life, offering anything. Jin-Woo is at a loss but gives her another chance. Baru lifts her with magic to scare her. Jin-Woo demands the pass to the next floor. She says her family has it. If he spares her, they'll hand it over. Plus, she knows about other passes upstairs. Hearing this, Jin-Woo agrees but wonders how to trust her after the betrayal. He radiates shadow power to intimidate her, promising to keep his word. She accepts and guides him home, but he asks about her race. At the same time, an island is under massacre by a flying ant, killing many hunters with no end in sight. She reveals she's Eshel, daughter of Jiru. Jin-Woo hopes to learn more about the system but asks if she hears voices ordering her to kill humans. She says no, they're ordered to protect this place. Jin-Woo is shocked she's from another world. He learns her home is the demon realm, but one day they were brought here. Asking about their past, the system intervenes, but she continues they were preparing for war against a powerful enemy, gathering all demons. War is imminent. This info is too much and she collapses, seemingly dead. Elsewhere, the Hunter Association emergency meets about the winged ants damage over 300 deaths, and even with 100 S-rank hunters sent, losses are huge. Chairman Go Gun-hee is stunned one ant could cause such chaos. It's as strong as an average A rank. The island is 120 kilometers from Jeju. If they can fly, the southern continent is at risk. He wants to request aid from Japan and alert neighbors. Whatever comes, it's here. As chairman, he declares restarting the Jeju Island raid. Back with Jin-Woo, Eshel wakes and apologizes. He checks if she's okay, and she asks if he's worried. Of course, without her, he'd waste time on the pass. They enter Jiru's castle easily. Inside, her father scolds her for bringing an enemy and spots Jin-Woo's hidden soldiers. Jin-Woo innocently compliments the old man's keen eyes. He threatens that if Jin-Woo tricks his daughter to seize the castle, he won't leave alive. Soldiers surround them, but Jin-Woo calmly says he promised her safety. The father blusters but knows he can't win. They follow the deal. Jin-Woo gets the pass but is kicked out, demanding to take her too. Eshel is thrilled to be with him. Her father thinks he's after her, but Jin-Woo explains he just needs a guide and promises her safety. In his weakened position, the father agrees. With Eshel as his companion, Jin-Woo easily clears floor 89. Igris and Tank evolve, their power now matching S and A rank hunters. Eshel brought gifts for negotiations, but there's no need. Jin-Woo advises keeping them, but she refuses. Floors 90 plus are ruled by high nobles who see her kin as nothing. Negotiating for passes is best. He thinks if he were weaker, would they deal? Life's like that, so he uses force. He offers to make her family top dogs. She asks why he spared them. He flirts, saying he's got his eye on her. Truthfully, he likes her naive spirit. Like his brother, she insists on staying. He comforts her, saying she did great, and thanks her. She wants to see his journey's end, so he agrees to conquer the rest together. As she warned, monsters from floor 90 are far stronger, so he has her hide while he handles it. He gains materials for the elixir of life, boosting his power. Outside, Korea prepares for the 4th Jeju raid. Choi Jong-in notifies Cha Hae-in, and the White Tiger Guild leader joins, along with most S ranks. The chairman allies with Japan, deeply concerned about the ants. Choi Jong-in doesn't care who helps, as long as the nightmare ants are gone. Back with Jin-Woo, they've reached floor 100. The Lord, Baran, arrives on a dragon, his aura overwhelming, making Jin-Woo uneasy. Eshel is terrified, frozen by his presence. The battle begins. Baran summons high-level demons. She asks what to do. Jin-Woo summons his shadow army to counter. His shadows outmatch the demons. Beru wipes out dozens at once, shocking Eshel, but Baran unleashes lightning, devastating Jin-Woo's forces. Eshel gets caught, but Jin-Woo protects her. The lightning is no joke, it stuns even his shadows. Before it's too late, he charges, but Baran blocks his stealth attack. He's thrown down, and lightning chases him. Igris and Baru turn the tide with the greed orb, grounding Baran. The outside world sees Japanese hunters arrive. Hanakawa translates for Goto Rui, whose guild has 11 S ranks, second in Asia. They discuss the ants' 1-year lifespan. If they kill the queen, victory is theirs. They target strong magic users and plan accordingly. Japan will send 10 S ranks to distract, while Korea strikes the queen. Go-Gun-Hee agrees. The battle with Jin-Woo nears its end. Demons dwindle, but his mana is nearly gone. He fights hand-to-hand as Baran presses on. His shadows fall one by one. Igris sacrifices for an opening, but Baran blocks. Jin-Woo barely escapes, mana depleted, relying on pure strength. Baran attacks with swords and lightning, pushing Jin-Woo back. He lands hits, but they're blocked. Finally, Eshel helps, giving him a chance to use Ruler's Hand. They can't break free, but mana is depleted, so now they must rely solely on raw strength. The opponent gets serious, wielding 2 massive swords, while Iso stands frozen, watching the epic clash of titans. As Baran battles and summons lightning to slow Jinwoo's speed, Jinwoo unleashes a flurry of strikes, but they're all deflected. Every now and then, he's hurled back by the foe's bolts, unable to make any headway. The Demon Lord charges in and delivers a crushing blow to Jinwoo, filling him with agony and stripping his weapon away. Jinwoo struggles to block with all his might, but Baran's power is overwhelming. The beast unleashes devastating lightning at point-blank range. Jinwoo teeters on the edge of defeat when his friend from outside steps in, seizing that fleeting chance to activate the skill, Hand of the Ruler. They twist and shatter the Demon Lord's arms, making him howl in excruciating pain. But in the very next moment, Jinwoo lands a monumental punch with billions of power points straight to his jaw. Baran is blasted away, flipping through the air, handing victory to the heroic pair Su. As they witness the fist pierce through 9 towering clouds, joy floods their hearts. The mission is finally complete. Jinwoo collapses from exhaustion but still urges his friend to report to her father that the Jiru tribe now reigns supreme here. To her father that their tribe, which he jokingly called the Radish tribe, has claimed dominance here. Overcome with emotion, she bursts into tears, insisting that her people are the Jiru tribe, not Radish at all.